We have the full set list for the legendary 5Ds decks. Now make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys do not miss out on more now these are dropping for us in about a month. Europe gets them in roughly about 2 weeks, which is fine. So basically included within this is going to be 3 secret rare chibi token cards, along with 3 versions of the chibi monsters that go with them. So you get the Stardust, the Black Rose, and the Black Winged Dragon as well, which you can see the art's pictured down here. And of course, you're going to get 3 40 card decks, along with 11 cards in each extra deck. So for the $30 that these are costing you, you're coming in, 51 cards a deck. That's 123 cards plus tokens, 129 cards, which is actually not bad on Konami's behalf. They actually, I think for the $30 price point of what you're getting here, this is an insane product. Now, we have your visual for the Yusei deck itself. Now, if you are a little bit disappointed knowing that you're not going to get 3 of each of the new cards for the Legendary 5Ds deck, and you're going to be enticed to have to pick up 3 of these, I get it, I do, but this was their marketing method of going, well, we're going to market this as a deck, but you're going to have to pick up multiples of these in order to get them. And of course, the new Speed Warrior, the Scrap Cycler thing, and the Synchro Fellowship are all ultra rares within the deck itself. Now, you do get a lot of good reprints here. The fact that straight out of the box you can get triple Stardust Synchron, I think is really, really cool. They also give you triple Junk Converter as well. And yes, you do get some actual hand traps in this. This isn't just, Konami telling you to, be bad. No. What they're doing is they're actually giving you an Ash Blossom, and you're actually getting a Perulia in this deck as well, which to me was one of the most exciting reprints to get, because the only thing that we knew about this deck was Konami straight came out and said, hey, you're going to get Meowls in this deck. We didn't think that we would get other Malcharmies. Now, you're only getting 1 Perulia within the Yusei deck itself. And right now, a playset of those was, or at least this morning, was $90 a playset on the Perulias. So if you're a little bit on the fence about, card value, that was an intensely very, very crazy reprint to see. You do get a single copy of the alt art tuning in here, which if you're going to pick up 3 of these anyway, you're going to end up with 3 copies of the alt art tuning in common as it is. I'm not exactly excited to see this card coming out in common, but I understand. Now, there is the Crossout Designator, Forbidden Droplet, and Infinite Impermanence, all getting singleton reprints within this deck. Now, Droplet was already pushing, $4 to $5 a copy before this reprint, and you're probably like, well, this actually is rough. No, Droplet getting a reprint is wonderful. A lot of people, I know for a fact, are going to be jumping for joy to finally be picking up, having common droplets, having common imperms again. Synchrozone in here is a haha honey reprint. I wouldn't be surprised to see Synchrozone getting absolutely cracked and busted in some of these old formats. The extra deck is pretty much like I expected it to be. Junk Speeder's the linchpin that holds this strategy together. And, if you get it off the ground, congratulations. You get access to all the cool things. But there's nothing too big within the extra deck that's going to feel too crazy, So actually, this deck is really, really solid. Now, we shift on over here to Akiza's deck. Now, one of the first things that I got to tell you about this deck is, while you might not be happy that we are getting reprints or an Akiza deck dedication, there needed to be reprints for this. So, if you guys know, we did just get an entire new Black Rose Dragon, retrain. And it was great. It was exciting. Insanely, crazy in price. Like, it was so far unheard of in terms of the value for that it was nuts to think about having to pick up those. So the fact that we got the reprint in here for that, I think was a very, very good reprint. Actually, I think the Garden Rose Maiden in itself is the selling point for this particular deck. Now, you're also going to notice, yes, you do get the Mulch Army Meowls in here. Meowls is going to be one of the best cards that, you might want to pick up. Obviously, before this, those were $20 a Meowls. And that wasn't exactly the most exciting price change that people wanted to be dealing with, but it's okay. Out of the box for this deck, I mean, you're getting 2 Ghost Ogres. You're getting a Spooky Dogwood, which you're going to pick up 3 of these. You'll have 3 of them anyway. A lot of people have asked, why is Spooky Dogwood in here? Just on the off chance that you wanted to play it in like something like Enneacraft, which is okay. Miracle Fertilizer getting reprint is so whatever. I feel like that's older format stuff, but Black Garden does get an ultra reprint. The Basil Rose Shoot does receive an ultra reprint. In terms of the extra deck, I mean, Bloody Rose Dragon, you get 2 of those handed to you right off the bat. You'll have a Garden Rose playset. But the problem with this deck, you have to go out and you got to get the new support, which realistically, I mean, you got to go pick up a couple of ultra rares. You're probably looking at, if I had to guess, so off the top of my head, you're probably looking at an extra chunk of $40 to make this deck playable. But once again, if you're a new player and you're looking at this, hey, I have, basically the start of Dragon Link here with, having some of the Red Rose Dragon stuff handed to me, and we can start to kind of construct and decide, hey, do I want to go down this deck build? Do I feel that this is the most optimal build? Or, are we going to shift away to something else? So, hey, I'll take it, man. I really will. It's just, of all of the decks, this one feels the most tattered together because of the choices for the ultra upgrades. But I mean, you're here for, hand traps like the Imperms and other things very, very clearly. And then there is the Crow deck. Now, Crow actually is pretty good, man. Yeah, 1 Gale, 1 Bora, and then an Ultra Vayu is kind of cool. I do appreciate that. You also get 2 Drolls and 2 Ash in here. So technically, if you were looking at the value of hand traps across the board here, you basically combine these together with the already apparent hand traps that we got, and I mean, you're pretty close to having a master set of these. Fua as a one of in here completes the trifecta. I mean, Crow would be the one that would want to play the Fua because he'd be the one to want to draw, the most amount of cards. I feel like that's a pretty in-house sort of push here. We also do get MST and Book of Moon in here. These are going to be some of those older format reprints that I think a lot of people are going to be wanting to see. We also do get to see a Forbidden Chalice and a Call by the Grave reprint in here as well, which I think both of those are very nice. Also, Icarus Attack getting an Ultra reprint is interesting. The Blackbird getting a reprint in Ultra. This is something that we've seen be popping up in Genesis format. I think a lot of this deck's construction itself is based around the idea of taking this into Genesis format. We just had BLs getting cratered today on that list because, this deck was kind of abusing it. I think Konami had to design this months in advance to kind of have that idea in general construction of what they were looking for. So you also get a Moonlit Chill in here, which is pretty good. So overall, one deck gets you 3 Mulch Armies, 3 Ash, multiple Imperms, multiple Drolls. You get pretty much one of each of the Yusei decks. You get all of these decks straight out of the box that you'll be able to play with on a casual level. I think that this product is a win. No matter how you want to spin it, having the droplet and things in here too is very, very welcoming. This is one of those rare times that we got to give Konami the rare W. Told you that this and the Albaz decks were absolute W's. You guys have a good rest of your day. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.